Hello, Namaste, Adab, Sat Sri Akal. This is As Muhammad Khan and I welcome you with our next chapter. It is chapter 4. Yes, student, it is related to classification of animals. And the largest group of the animal is known as Animalia, student. And that Animalia group come in the category of which branch of biology? It is zoology, student. So today we will discuss about zoology and the kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Animalia is the group of living organisms that have the eukaryotic cell and multicellular in nature. And generally which mode of nutrition, student, they have? They have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Means they take the food and that food is processed by the different process. Like if we speak about the nutrition, then these are the main steps that are taking place. And what are they? I, D, I. I for ingestion, D for digestion, A for absorption, again A for assimilation, E for egestion. So these are the steps of the nutrition, and these steps of the nutrition are found in the Animalia, student. First they intake the food with the help of ingestion, then they digest it, they convert it from complex to simple, that is known as digestion. After that they absorb it, that process is known as absorption. After the absorption, the food is utilized, that food absorbed food is utilized for the different purposes, that is known as assimilation. And after the assimilation, there are some toxic substances are produced inside the body, and those toxic substances or the waste substances are removed by the body, and that process is known as egestion. So these all steps of the nutrition are found in the kingdom Animalia. And which mode of nutrition, student, they have? They have the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They don't have the autotrophic mode of nutrition. They take the ready-made food, and that ready-made food is digested by them, absorbed by them, and assimilated by them. Now we come on the characteristics of the Animalia. These are the some points. With the help of that, we can explain the characteristic of the kingdom Animalia, living organisms. As I have told you that the kingdom Animalia is the largest group of animals, and they have the animal cells. Which type of cell they have? They have the eukaryotic cell, cellular nature, and they have the more than one cell, means the multicellular cell organism they are, and those cells make the tissue, and tissue make the organ makes the parts of body, and from those parts of body the whole body of the living organism is made. So in the cellular nature you can write they are multicellular, because they have more than one cell. Now we come on the nutrition. They have, I have taught you that they have the which mode of nutrition. There are the mainly two type of mode of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. They have the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Trophic mode of nutrition. Now we come on the growth. In the case of the plant, I have taught you, student, that the plants have the unlimited growth. Means from the germination till the death, they continue their growth. But in the case of the animals, or in the case of the Animalia kingdom, the growth is limited. It is limited. Means they show the growth in the limited period of the time. Like you also have the growth, yeah, we have also the growth from 0 to 21 years. 0 to 21 years, and after 21 years the growth is stopped. So the growth is limited because it takes place in the limited period of time or limited years it takes place. Now we come on the shape. They have the, generally Animalia group living organism, they have the fixed shape, student. Due to their exoskeleton and the endoskeleton, they have the fixed shape. So in this feature you can write the fixed shape. Fixed shape they have, means their body is fixed. They don't have the irregular shape. Now we come on the size. Generally they have the non-microscopic size, means we can observe them with the help of naked eye. So which type of size they have? They have the non-microscopic size. Symmetry, student, symmetry. It is the important feature from which we can tell the characteristic of the Animalia. Symmetry. As you have read that the symmetry is a line that divides an object into equal parts. So generally, in general, they have the bilateral symmetry. Generally, they have the bilateral symmetry, but in some cases, they also have asymmetry, means they don't have the symmetry, or radial symmetry. So there are the three types of the living organisms or the animals. Asymmetrical, they don't have the symmetry. Bilateral symmetrical, those are equally divided into two parts. And radial symmetrical, that can be divided into more than two parts. Radial symmetrical. So you write here bilateral symmetry, they have radial symmetry. So student, in the asymmetrical, there are the some animals, they don't have the symmetry. So we can say that they are known as asymmetrical, means we can't divide their body into two equal parts or more than two equal parts, we can't divide them. And next characteristic is locomotion. In the animals, about the plants we have discussed, plants does not show the motion, they remain on the fixed place, student. Means they are immobile in nature. But in case of animals, generally they have the mobility, means they can move from one place to another. So we can say that they are mobile in nature. Mobile. Like you can also bring your mobile to any place, na? Like this, the animals can also move from one place to another in search of food, for reproduction. They can move from one place to another. Next is organization. In the organization, they have the cellular. They may have the cellular organization. They have the tissue organization. Or they have the organ organization. Or they may have the body organization. Now we come on the cellular. If the animals have more than one cell, then we can say that they have the cellular organism. Sometimes the group of the cell make the tissue, and those group of animals are known as tissue organization levels organisms. After that, the tissue make the organ, and there are some living organisms have only some organs. So we can say them the organ specific living organism. Next is body specific. Means those organs makes the parts of body and that parts of body make the whole body. So we can say those living organisms the body specific living organisms, especially all the vertebrates. All the vertebrates come in this category, body specific organization. Now after this we will discuss about some important terms that are related to the classification of animal student. So in the next segment we will discuss that. Thank you very much and have a nice day.